Wow, isn't she just so sweet? Oh, they care so much. And look how disingenuous they are. I mean, you're looking at what Hitler wished he was, but because he's in a little sweater and non-threatening, everything's fine. I mean, wow. Wow. This is 2020. This is the reality. Here's what she had to say.
And the whole reason we got involved in this vaccine was to make sure there's equitable distribution. The last thing you want is a bidding war between countries for this vaccine. You know, we know there are...
Started over. Again, you know, going back to Cabbage Patch Dolls and the rest of it, they've made a Schwarzenegger movie about it, about the Turbo Doll or whatever. They would pay a local newscaster saying, you know, Albuquerque, New Mexico, or Manhattan, New York, or there were a lot of famous cases. You study them in college if you take marketing. And they would just have a news camera and show like 10 actors fighting over a Cabbage Patch Doll or fighting over the new video game. And then everybody has a run on it because they see that. So she's up there going, oh, we know there's a big run. You all want our vaccine because you're not being able to go outside ever again until you take it. And we've got big tech all merging to track you with the phones and everything else. But sorry, let's go back to Bill Gates's beard. I don't mean a beard that he's gay. I mean a beard like, oh, here's a woman, you know, she says she loves the blacks. Don't worry about me. You know, a beard for his exterminism. Here she is.
And the whole reason we got involved in this vaccine was to make sure there's equitable distribution. The last thing you want is a bidding war between countries for this vaccine. You know, we know there are 60 million healthcare workers around the world who are keeping everybody safe. They deserve to get this vaccine first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly.
Back that up 20 seconds. You know about sterilization of Native Americans? You know about sterilization of blacks? They were still doing it in Seattle until 1983. For a black woman to get welfare, she had to be sterilized. Now, you can have the arguments of, well, she's on welfare. The point is they kept it secret and it came out in court. Oh, and you know who was running that at that year? You know who was running the health department in Seattle in 1983? You know who was on the board overseeing it? She was a banker. She was the first woman on a major corporate board in the United States. Her husband ran Planned Parenthood. Her name was Mrs. Bill Gates. So next time you see Black Lives Matter, that he funds them along with Jeff Bezos. You remember that, black people. He wants to kill your ass on record. And now he's got a shot. And before you can get a job or live, you're going to take it. And then you're going to die of cancer in a couple years. He'll be laughing his ass off. Let's watch that clip one more time.
And the whole reason we got involved in this vaccine was to make sure there's equitable distribution. The last thing you want is a bidding war between countries for this vaccine. You know, we know there are 60 million healthcare workers around the world who are keeping everybody safe. They deserve to get this vaccine first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly.
With the whole history of secret experimentation and Bill Gates saying he wants to sterilize black people, and now they got a shot for you. And he's been caught before sponsoring it in India and Africa. He's been caught.